This is Etrian Odyssey. Etrian Odyssey would be a strong contender for the best game on the DS, if not for the fact that Etrian Odyssey 3 is also on the DS. This is an HD port of it to PCs and such. It is in the current Humble Monthly Bundle. Like, I'm not trying to plug them, but like, this is in there and a bunch of other nice looking stuff. I prefer the original graphics, but yeah, just fantastic game. And I'm curious how it works with only one screen. I'm assuming you're going to use my controller here. Yeah. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, this is tricky. I think Expert is the actual original, like, DS difficulty. Okay. Oh, well, that's fine. Well, okay, just to confirm. Ah! Yeah. Okay. I will actually... Let's see what this is like on, like, not hardcore people mode. But yeah, like, Etrian Odyssey kicks your teeth in, so, like, I understand that no longer being the default difficulty setting. Anyway. Yeah. Like, the first one especially, like, really just rough at the start, so why not? But yeah, like I don't like upscaled graphics because you get stuff like this cat this sign here just looking really weird. Music's still great though. Let's see. What's a good guild name? Okay. Okay, now I can do it. Sure. You'll understand why. Yes, it is. Indeed. Yuzo Koshiro, working on the same FM synth setup he was using in, like, the 90s for this series. Even the later series where they have, like, symphonic music, he composed it just with, you know, old school synth stuff. So anyway, time to get some characters here. Game? Hello? Okay, there we go. So, we have a few classes to pick from. They have funky names. This being the first Etrian Odyssey, they're still kind of inspired by, like, traditional D&D stuff. So we basically have fighter, rogue, paladin. I'm just gonna say I'll call it a healer. Basically wizard and bard, and then two that are locked out. So the real thing to do at the start is just make 5 survivalists and send them in to get a bunch of stuff. But given how this starts, I'm not gonna do that right away. Let's see. What do I want? Do I want a protector at all? we have... Oh, this is the new version, so there's like 5 portraits to choose from. The art style's kind of weird. It's all very cutesy for the most part, except for sometimes when it isn't. Oh. Hang on. Okay, using the keyboard and the controller at the same time is backfiring on me a little bit. There we go. Oh, these new 5th portraits are a lot. That is awful. Also, like, I don't like the upscaling. Okay, you know what? You know what? Just there we go. Okay, let's see. What else do I want? Definitely need a survivalist. Survivalist is like very important in this game. And get some of the better looks. Yeah, I don't remember if I ever like used the troubadour in the original. You look properly like an adult. And let's see. That's a good dancey name. Nine character limits are tough too to work with. I was gonna say Kurz McGillicuddy, but that's not gonna fit. There we go. You all know what it means. Okay. That's a full party. And I will make the rest of this little squad here. For later. It is tradition in the Etrian Odyssey series, you see that you get a whole team of people to just like go in and like mine resources to fund everything. And, okay, that's yeah. That should be fine. Okay, so let's see. Here we go. So yeah, the chop, mine, and take skills, very important. And this one I think they get spread around everybody, but like survivalists get all 3. So you just make your little survivalist team just go in and just like grab everything not nailed down. But anyway, what is important with did I not have a whole party yet? Hang on. Okay. Excuse me a second. Okay, that's more like it. Those 2 up front, those 3 in the back should be good. Okay. Now then. Everybody's starting off with the same equipment, I believe. Yes. Okay, so skills. These all have 10 levels. It is a big, huge, like, get a guide thing to work it out. But here I can explain what these are actually doing. So, Landsec, okay, we have a few different things up stats of various kinds. We have basically 2 weapon types to choose from, axes and swords, which I believe inform some of these skills. And then, let's see, we've got a chance to hit twice, a buff, a, like, risky buff. And I think they, like, changed how the mechanics work in this from the original version, too, because there's been, like, a few remixes at this point. I'll explain that later. Escaping, and then, just, yeah, slashing, hitting everybody, Okay, yeah. So these are the chaser skills, which are interesting. The idea here, if I build around it, is like, if I cast a fire spell, anybody who has this skill will attack right after it. They built an entire class around these in 3, and like, there's chaser skills for like melee attacks, so you can just like get like 10 hits in one round just by like building your party right. Yeah. I think I actually wanted to protect her, not Atlantic, but whatever, I'll try it. Then, let's see. Medic. Okay, we have the stuff you would expect. Just, you know, stuff to make healing better. Various heal spells. Group heal spell, another group healer spell, revive. Binding is a status effect. This one will get rid of anyone, not just the arm one. I'll get to those again in a second. No status thing. Then we have Immunize, the incredibly broken skill in this game. Because, okay, from the description, this lowers elemental damage that you're taking while it's up. That's not quite true. Because, as far as the Immunize skill is concerned, like, you know, physical damage is an element. This is just, like, the best defense buff in any game in history. And later on, you're kind of forced to use it. Chance people don't die if you're around. Regen at the end of turns. And this is, like, the single greatest single target damage ability in this game. By the time I finished playing the original version of this game, I came in and I reconfigured my medic, and it was just like, okay, max out Immunize, max out Caduceus, you're on the front line, you just put your buff up and then just smack stuff really hard with a stick, and it worked very well. I didn't even have any of the healing spells. So, yeah, and then just a automatic heal out of combat thing. Etrian classes are weird. Okay, so here's Dark Hunter. They can have swords, they can have whips. They do more damage when they are on low HP, and they can hide and whatnot, and poison. But here's the real ones. Gag, Shackles, and Cuffs are all binding skills. These are status effects that will take out, like, you know, your head, arms, or legs, basically. Status effects in general work really well in Etrian Odyssey, and all attacks from anyone, I think, are based on your head, arms, or legs. So the idea is you can have a character that's just this like debuff specialist, and just like, okay, here's something that like attacks big claws. So okay, use that. No, use Cuffs to block that attack out, they can't use it anymore until they break out of it. And then also, because Dark Hunter is kind of a lot, if you have all 3 on something, you can use the Ecstasy skill. And also this one, which is a life drain, and there's also sleep. So just a general like status mastery class that's also just very kinky. They're good, and that art is awful. Now then, the survivalist here. They got bows. They have a skill to get more preemptive attacks. They have a skill to make the enemy get less preemptive attacks. They have a skill that makes them always go first. So like half of their abilities are just like initiative control, and this is actually really useful, it turns out. Like, I don't think you can win the game with that one if you like go for 100% of the optional bosses. Then yeah, some hidey things. Have somebody else go first. Just some straight up bow attacks. Another bind skill. A like big charge up arrow. Some tracks FOEs. We'll talk about those later. So if you get attacked less often, and again, chop mine take, which is why you want 5 of these somewhere to just bring in to loot every once in a while. And I don't remember what you do. Okay, passive experience gain, that's nice. Okay, I might not remember, so I think Troubadour was like added into this remake. Could be wrong. I think that was introduced in 4 originally. I could be very wrong, but yeah, lots of beneficial status spells. And regen and elemental defenses. Okay. Which I thought was on Lasernex. Weird. I am actually going to... Yeah, let's go with this, it's fine. Anyway. Party formed. You got some other stuff in town here. Be able to talk to it and whatnot. This is where you sleep. This is where you can stash stuff because you have limited inventory space. And where you save it. This is the hospital. I'm really just going to all these because I can't remember if there's any like early side quests in any of them. This is where you get people to stop being dead and also get your healing items. This is the weapon shop, and as is being explained now, the inventory in here increases over the course of the game, not from plot progression, but from like what bits of monsters you drag in after you go into the dungeon for a while. So like, you get like the claw, this big bug. Okay, we can make better swords out of those. So that's neat. For now, though, let's see. I should actually double check real quick. Well, okay, I guess I'm gonna go swords because your name is Stabitha, and that's kind of, yeah. What are the axe ones? Okay. So swords kind of like multi-hit stuff, and also the chasers, and then axes, status impacting stuff. Okay. It's been a bit. So well, in fact, get stab with a sword. We can have a staff. course, can have a whip. And what do you actually use? Nothing weapon-based for your skills. So looks like your options are a bow, staff, knife, or sword. Okay, no. Weapons for everyone. Let's try to get some armor from build in the front at least. Man. Okay, and I obviously broke. Next up. Meow. Yeah. This is where you get side quests from. And also, like, talk to NPCs for rumors. This is where you mess with your party, and this, of course, is where you get like actual like plot quests from. So I'm gonna, yeah, yeah. Okay, so our first formal mission, and this is why I didn't want to play on hard in literally the first Etrian Odyssey game, is you have to map out the entire first floor before you let you out of the dungeon the first time you go in. Which can be rough. Meow, meow, meow. Now I've done that. Now can I get some side quests too? Nope, okay. I'll save it really quick. Yeah, let's go into the woods. This is teleporters later on. That's a way to handle the map. Oh, they fill in a lot of that for you. So this was, again, originally on the DS, and you would have the top screen being the left side here, and the bottom screen would be that map. Yes, okay. Just here, have skill points now. So, like, your stats don't go up a huge amount. Okay, this is what I was really looking for, is the, whole skill tree. Your stats don't go up that much, but you have this very Diablo-y skill tree, which has a lot of stuff to optimize on it, and it is very much a game about making sure your whole party, like, works together as a, like, cohesive unit. I'm going to beeline for all slash there. And yeah, the first game in particular is bad about not really showing you, yes, not really showing you. Hi. Wow. The exact effects of your skills, which is a shame. Just kind of the vacant of like this would be more sword damage, but you know, I'll take that. And again, I want to like kind of eventually get into that anyway. Healer, no, thank you. Where's? I'm actually tempted to just like go right for that. Early on, no, it is probably good to have like some amount of healing skill. Especially that one, that's just like a passive heal between fights. If I get this up level 2, I can now get... And now this train wreck of a class? Just need to... Now, do I want to just get the whole thing unlocked? Yes. Basic damage is always nice anyway. And as for you... Meow. You are going to be the one who's like actual party member. Meow. Yeah. Just give you some agility to start off with. And, okay, your deal. Okay, I can't remember if this class wasn't in the game originally, if I just never used one in the first one. But, interesting. Let's have nice little buff or two. Okay. I just want to like double check if I'm thinking of protectors who had certain skills that I don't see on that list. Anyway, we got a nice little first-person dungeon here. Meow. We've also got in the lower right corner of the like active screen that little glowing green circle. That is how close you are to get into a fight. It goes like blue, green, yellow, red. You're in a fight, if I recall. Hi. Yeah, it is very Ivy, isn't it? Okay, so they say like explore the whole first floor. Not that's part of it. This is different. So okay, just this top section. Oh, okay, fine. Okay. That's what he's doing. Yeah, I actually would like to know how you do that in this version. Okay. Mouse it is. Got it. So yeah, this is a bit different than the original version of this game, obviously, because it's not forcing you to have a 2-monitor setup. But one big thing with Etrian Odyssey is you draw your own map. There's some limited auto mapping where, like, if you step on a tile, it'll fill in the floor of that tile for you. But I suppose it's fine. Meow. Okay, yeah, this is all pretty straightforward. Then I got it. Okay, so we're being nice and saying, like, yeah, fill in this part of the map specifically. Got it. So we can... hang on. I have to say it again because my cat distracted me and I stopped thinking, because that meow does that to me. Okay. So yeah, it is a, like, 25 floor forest, which is kind of weird. Going downward, which is really weird. And it's really 30. But there's a tradition in players of this series of, like, referring to the last 5 floors in each game as the post game. Okay, so now we have the cool battle music. I'm gonna cast something. What do you want? Meow. What? So the first thing to note when we're in combat is early on in an Etrian Odyssey game, you just kind of fight a bunch of, like, very small, non-threatening animals. And the funny thing is, later on in an Etrian Odyssey game, you kind of still fight a lot of, like, non-threatening animals. But, that's handy. So one thing I want to point out, and this is not really the time to point it out because I don't have them, on the right here, there are 3 slots for buffs on your for stat effects in your party, and 3 slots for stat effects on the enemy. It will tell you how many turns anything has because this is a very, like, buff happy game. You can't go past those 3. If you have those full, you can't, like, get another buff going. Anyway, I have, like, no actual skills at all for anyone, so I should just be doing auto battle. What will you do? But I'm not going to waste it on 2 rats, so. Very old school. Here's an auto battle button that makes it a little bit faster. And I got a little fang off both rats. You have a pretty limited inventory, and you have to eventually go back to town, but like, you never get money from enemies. You get money from, like, selling their bits back in town. But yeah, the other thing, actually, look at this. Take the boat. Yeah, these very, like, GM talking to you events in certain places are a thing. I appreciate them. Oh no. Turn auto attack off too if you're freaked out about how the current round is going, which I kind of am, if I'm honest. I have no healing items, do I? You know what? Sure. And down goes my healer, who isn't healing yet. Yeah, you'll see now if I look at this, then... Oh, it's not constant? Weird. This is gonna go badly. this is not original difficulty at that. Survivors get a little experience. Got some stuff off those moles. But yeah, so like, you know, the floor fills in by itself, but I draw the walls in. And if I want to, like, leave myself a little note, I can, like so. And then that should be visible if I collapse this and hover over it, yes? No? No, okay, yeah, like that. So anyone who played this like on the original hardware ended up with like little grid lines all over their bottom screen just from like filling in these walls. Am I allowed to leave? Because I would like to. In retrospect, I probably shouldn't have like triggered the ambush that early on. Because I did not buy any healing items and did not really get any healing skills. Okay, that is a change. Originally, you couldn't do that. But yeah, here's some stuff that I found. You can pretty, like, consistently just sell everything. Yeah, sold bones. There's now bone staff in stock. You need, like, multiples for some things. But, I would like people alive again, please. Should be fairly cheap this level, yes. Okay. Actually, you know what? Could I get some healing items? Alright, I can buy multiple like that. There we go. Because I'm going to need those, I'm sure. Also, let me just, fix my rose getting flipped from dying. There we go. Okay, so that didn't go super great. Yeah, let me take a nap for a little healing. Sure, I'll save it, why not? There's a day-night cycle. It doesn't affect much. There is, however, some stuff like resource nodes and dungeons recharging after 24 hours, and bosses coming back after, I think it's 2 weeks? Makes it a little... Well, it makes it a little tricky to farm them unless you realize, wait a second, going to the inn is dirt cheap. Let me just, like, sleep for a week and then fight the bosses again. Anyway, so you got some stuff. I wanted to ambush is what I wanted. So going first really helps. And you... Oh, never mind. Okay. Oh, there's also the, here's my quest log, here's my plot quest log. Okay, so back to actually wrapping this out. Go. So I can't draw. Oh, I can. Okay. these, I think, are going to poison me, and it's going to suck, but... Meow. Hi. And there's a in-game bestiary somewhere, and there's also a cat in my face, making it hard for me to see where this is ending because his tail is like blocking this side of the screen. Could you move your butt, please, baby? No? Okay. You really... Could you lay down? I would appreciate if you would lay down. I'll fill this in later, I guess. That's what I'm going to have to do. Okay, so that just reconnects to there. Baby, could you be less in the way tonight, please? Just a little. I'll pay with both hands. How's that? Okay? But could you lay down? It would be nice if you would lay down. Lay down on the desk or in the chair, even better. And just not be blocking my screen? Is that a possibility? Is it? Maybe? Maybe? There you go. There you go. Okay. Thank you. I appreciate that a lot. So anyway, there's something else over here, so let me just do the lighting as I go. One I can probably handle. But yeah, very, very old school dungeon crawler RPG as far as like, no, like, it's not just bosses that will hurt you, like, regular, normal enemies will mess you up pretty bad. So I do have some slight auto heal for my medic there. That is not going to cut it. So I'm going to kind of waste these a little bit to top off. Anyway, drawing as I go, drawing as I go. Skills to do anything interesting just yet. Okay, so okay, those two are catching up a little bit. There's enough what I like to be. Well, it's up to level 5 at least to get all slash there eventually. And I'm a little tempted to just like max this out first for now, actually. Takes a while to pay off, but it does do a bit of a job. Okay, so lines. I don't like this compromise mini-map thing. I want a whole screen to draw on. Let's see, 13 and 18 leaving the fight. $14 and $19 coming out. So, you know, it's still very, very little, but it's something. I'm going to draw sound way out. Okay, big open room. Preluding it. treasure chests take up a space on the map grid. Open all fancy. Oops. There's a little side step button, of course. We're not monsters here. It'd be nice if we'd have a bigger drawing area. Like, it really would. But yeah, basically... Ooh. A large bug messed me up. Oh, a large bug to kill my fighter. Okay, yeah, I should be taking this a bit more seriously, shouldn't I? Time once again to run the hell away, but at least I got that hard shell off of it. Yeah, claw bugs don't mess around. Okay, that's actually wrong. Did I miss where I can, like, okay, no. Okay, let's do this. Less than ideal, but it works. This would not be a problem in the original DS version for obvious reasons. Looted chest there, and I will step on these tiles just for my own OCD's sake. Yeah, it is time for me to get the hell out of here. There is an item, I don't have any on me, which you should never do, which is just a, like, escape immediately from dungeon item. I'm just gonna have to be running a lot. Because again, like, basic monsters in Etrian Odyssey will mess you up. Okay, I'm going to take the most direct possible path out of here. I think I missed a passage to the north in that one. I'll have to come back for that. Okay, can handle these. Just two people, it's fine. There. See, a lot of people, like, especially when they, you know, have a party to make all at once, likes to have all their experience bars all nice and even, and, like, make sure that if anybody dies, you just, like, flee that fight and make sure everybody stays leveling up at the exact same time. Don't try to do it with this series. Like, you will die a lot in these games. You will do a lot of barely scraping by. Shot first. Also, let me, like, heal up. Okay. What new fabulous wonders do you have for me? Oh wait, I have to sell stuff first, right? What do here? Sorry, it's been a while. My cat's being very distracting. Okay, so sell that, those, that. Okay, now what's new? And if you're close to something to, like, start giving you the ingredients you're missing. So if I can find some hardwood, I can get, like, better swords. And better daggers. No armor yet. Okay. Like, buy something. Let's see. You. You're good. You need some kind of accessory. Let's see. I guess anything's fine. And I'm just gonna money because you don't get attacked that often just yet. These two end up in the back row again because they died. Okay. Now back to the task of exploring just the first floor of the dungeon. I'm really missing having a second screen because I would like frequently just like, you know, as the battle was loading, fill stuff in so I don't like lose track of what I'm doing. You can like bring up the little thing and do it here, but like, eh. Okay, so here I can go that way or that way. Okay, we got some kind of mystery crystal. Yeah. Actually. Get my keyboard back from my cat. Leave a note there for myself for later. Circumnavigate this room. Oh, I probably should have like buffed. Okay, it's all good. It's definitely a sort of game later on too where you have to like okay, so I don't have the chopping skill, but just put some scissors down here for when I do. Remember that I've actually been in here. So should I should. You guys want to step in a dead end. It's just one of those things. Might be some little secret thing. one-time thing, but you know. Leave a little note for myself. D-pad sucks. Keep on draw. Yeah. Yeah. Nice critical hits. So there's a couple like big mechanical things I want to explain before I stop playing this one. It's really bugging that I can't draw while the fight's loading. I have so much muscle memory there. I probably should left in this one too. It's not like I'm saving that troubadour skill for a boss or something. Yeah, this time be smart and use the actual fast character to heal. Sure. Of course not. Should have done a thing. Did not do the thing. It's a waste, but sure. So poison in this game is real. Like if you play a lot of Final Fantasy games, you get very, very used to like status effects that don't do anything. Here, like they very consistently stick and they like mess you up real bad. Let's see who lives. If anyone. Repeat if anyone. Nope. Okay, so there's a game over screen. I do think it gives me the option there to like, hey, you want to save your map? Sure. Anyway. That went poorly. Also, you know what? Let me just throw in the classes I haven't tried yet. That's new. Let's get Sir Pick 5 and Yu-Gi-Oh here. Okay, so the skills on the Alchemist here is is a lot of make this element do more damage. A poison spell, which again, like, messes people up like that didn't to me in that fight. Like, there are bosses that you can use poison on and do, like, you know, like 1,000 damage over the 5 rounds it lasts. Like, it's really good. When your attacks are still doing like 100 or like 50, like poison's really, really, really good. Better drop chance, also good. Then, yeah, we got some pretty straightforward damage spells. Some more poisons. Oh, the actual, like, poison damage spells, yes. A spell to see all the FOEs on the map, which, again, is the reason that I'm still playing this. The main reason, anyway. And, yeah, warp the last, like, checkpoint you found. And your deal... Okay, oh, these are the skills. Okay, so I was not using a Land's Neck in the first game when I first played it. That explains a lot. But yeah, Protector is the very defense-oriented class. They can use big old shields. They can get a skill to make them possibly not die when they're supposed to. And also just like to block attacks straight up. Chances of these are pretty low, but they're a thing. This, you know, like, is the tank skill. Just everybody focus on me. Also gives you just a defense boost. And this is, you know, like a very active defense. This is a, like, buff for a period of time. This is a party-wide defense buff. This is anybody being attacked in the front row. It's going to hit the Protector instead, or the back row. These are anti-element things, and if they haven't changed it in this version, at level 5 specifically, they fully negate that element for the turn that it hits you on. Above that, it heals you instead, but also will still have any riders on it. So there's a weird thing where, like, for the optional super bosses, you want to get all these to exactly 5 to use for this, like, set of 3 dragons that will, like, basically do, like, all the damage and, like, stun you if they hit, but that will make it just kind of cancel out. Shield bash, because who needs to actually, like, use a weapon? A little healing, and the utility somebody gets. So yeah, it's a little tempting actually to do some changes here. We'll keep Sorry in initiative. Seem to go, you're not, like, not pulling your weight, so let's get Sir pick number 5 in here. It's a good class. I just need to, you know, like, level him up some. I don't want to do it right now. Okay, so let's get you the important thing. There you go. Pass it. Sorry, I'm broke. Yeah, like, no real offensive skills at all, just... Yeah, the one you said 3 points, yeah. So there is the option later on to, like, reconfigure your party. Let me just save that real quick. And do this whole thing where you, like, lower their level, but then you can, like, redo their skill points. Or if you really want to be, like, super grindy, there's a thing where when you, like, have their level maxed out, you can reset them to 1, and they will have to train up again, but they can at least get bonus skill points every time they do it, so you can eventually, like, max everything out if you're super grind happy. I have never done this. And like as the series has gone on, the penalty for doing the respec thing has gone down more and more and more. Anyway. Let's see. I do want to get down to these bits again. It's frustrating when you first start one of these because like you kind of just are like weak and pathetic, but like eventually you get some like really good like complementary skills on your characters and can really like take control of things in some meaningful ways. Okay, so this is all dead end. Fill that in. Seems to, I think it's like a door that needs some kind of special key for. That's what that deal is. Okay, nub here. Map's almost done. What you might have noticed from like some of these skill selections is that the first Etrian Odyssey is like massively biased towards that. Yeah, massive bias towards defensive stuff. Like, you really get rewarded for turtling up. I also really like Stabitha as an name. I'm using it for a lot of things now. Oh, okay, so this does not mess around. Does anybody actually have any usable skills yet? No. Yeah. I should probably run. Sunk cost. Okay. I'd like to at least get this little room here marked out. I died in before. There's another resource node. Okay, you know what? I'm going to not do that this time. This is another chop spot, okay. And I could, like, fill in that floor by hand, but, like, I think the way the intro quest marks your progress is, like, you step in every piece of, like, floor in the dungeon that you can reach from here. You can handle it, it's fine. But yeah, I think if you replace Stabitha with a alchemist, that was my party for the first game by the end. There's a lot of like workable combos. But yeah, the first game, like very just like favors defense, we'll say. Oh, and I also didn't use them, but I have like other colors I can paint the floor with too if I wanted to like mark out trap floors and like that. The second game, arguably in a weird overcorrection, like, is the best defense is a good offense, and just, like, gives you a lot of opportunities to build a party of, like, very, very fast characters, hit very, very hard, and you just, you know, kill things before they can kill you. I should start running. You know, I'm getting some levels doing this, so I'm slowly crawling towards functionality. I haven't any useful skills yet. I'm gonna keep putting these in patch up because I can't remember if it's like a total trap skill or if it eventually does get you somewhere. I know I'm eventually gonna want the wall skills. And let's see, let's start getting some of these, at least potentially. The thing that's like really interesting about this series is, you know, I'm just maxing out ambush. Gonna get these two eventually. The other thing that's interesting about the series is like nothing ever hard resists any sort of status ailment. It's always a percentage, and they do this thing where, like, okay, if you keep using poison on this thing in this fight, it will eventually, like, get more and more chance to resist the poisoning, to force you to vary your attacks out a bit. Nope. And this is why the, like, initiative focused class is good. Because getting more preemptive attacks and, like, just generally, you know, going first can really make a difference when things are going rough. Okay, can't these. Select that skill point, just not forget. Also, at some point, okay, this, right, you have to also have Shield Mastery at 7 for those two. Okay, so, shield up it is. But yeah, I'm impressed, like, with this, that they put in, like, a you know, modern game design, MMOE, like, tank skill for the Sword of Paladin. People to not be dead. Sell all the things. Okay. Maybe buy something. I forgot that I have a bunch of random garbage, knives and such in here that I haven't done anything with. I also forgot that I found an extra sword, and I can just put that on my protector here. There we go. That's much better. Okay, so I think I can just barely still stay at the inn after I get this. So why not?